well, we have our sort of first main paragraph. Now, usually speaking, I think we want to kind of be thinking of a couple of things here. I think we want to probably a general tip would be it's always a good plan to sort of go in logical time order. So, I'd personally recommend starting, start with Malthusian theory. What was the original sort of belief about about the optimal? Okay. What was the original belief about the optimal global population? What did it actually mean, right? So that's the first one, okay? That's the Malthusian theory. What's the original belief about the optimal global population? Okay, so what can we say about this? Well, we know that sort of, so we can mention sort of, we can sort of say, historical arguments point towards the Malthusian catastrophe, which would suggest that we are already well over the optimal global population. But as you know, however, given the empirical evidence of continued rises in the global population. So, for example, as we discussed in a previous session, we know that we have had a 3 billion increase since sort of, the 50s, right? We've had a 3 billion increase in the population since the 50s, right? So this would suggest, right, given the empirical evidence of a continued rise, I think, there is clear evidence that Malthusian's prediction of a trap are still yet to occur, or perhaps do not presently exist in this world. So the question then would be, why don't they presently exist in this world? Of which, of course, the answer would lie somewhere within the notion of, and this is where you can bring in your counter arguments, right? So, counter arguments, and this might sort of turn into, this might kind of this might turn into a second program. So we might sort of have a counter argument, and really the counter argument is, neo-Malthusianism proposes a more, should we say, sort of like a more appropriate framework for resource constraints in the world, right? So neo-Malthusianism proposes a more appropriate framework for resource constraints in the world. It encompasses climate change and externalities. Yeah, well, not just that actually. It encompasses climate change, externalities, overconsumption theories, and globalization / immigration. Okay, so and you could dedicate, we can dedicate sort of up to kind of 3 lines per point here.